Good evening, honorable members of the community, special invitees, teachers, parents, and pupils. It is a pleasure for my team and I to stand before you to conduct this virtual literacy instruction session, which will consist of what is phonemic awareness and what is phonics, two phonemic awareness or phonics activities, and the description of three teaching aids. The names of my team members are Miss Nicole Charles, Miss Pujaraga Beer, Miss Manifa Willis, and myself, Miss Romola Roberts. Now, you might be wondering, what is phonemic awareness? Now, firstly, when you hear the word phonemic, what do you hear? You hear phone as in saxophone or telephone. And what do both of these things have in common? Sound. Now, phonemic awareness in a nutshell has to do with the sounds of letters. Phonemic awareness is the ability for a child to notice, think about, work with, or manipulate the individual sounds in spoken words. So we're not speaking about anything written down here. Which brings me to the word phoneme. Now, phoneme is just a bigger word for the word sound. What is phoneme? A phoneme is a smaller unit of sound in a spoken word. For example, the t sound in the word cat. Now, why is phonemic awareness important? Recognizing that words are made up of discrete sounds and that those sounds can be changed is essential for the success in learning to read and spell. For example, when you drop the C in the word cat and add R to the remaining letters, you will have a new word, which is rat. Now, what is phonics? Phonics is teaching children a language through using the alphabetic letters. To show the association between letters and their sounds in order to put sounds together to sound out words, to construct words and or read sentences. Phonics is a very integral or important part of a child's reading, since a child has to put letter sounds together. For example, if I'm doing dictation, you have to put letter sounds together. If I say the word family, the child has to associate the beginning letter F, and he or she has to put the other sounds together in order to put the word family together. Then, if it's a dictated passage and I'm saying the family is at home, there again, sight words is at. However, the child has to put the sounds together to write the word home into that sentence. Now I'll hand you over to my colleague, Miss Nicole Charles, who will be speaking about how speech sounds are produced.
Speech is produced by bringing air from the lungs to the larynx, which is called respiration, where the vocal folds may be held open to allow the air to pass through or may vibrate to make a sound known as phonation. The airflow from the lungs is then shaped by the articulators in the mouth and nose called articulation. I'll now hand you over to my colleague, Ms. Manifa Willis, who will be speaking about the difference between vowels and consonants as it relates to speech song.
Thank you very much, Miss. What's happened to this camera? Sorry about that. Thank you very much. So, speech song is a vowel song that is made up with your mouth fairly open, and consonant is a song made up with your mouth fairly closed. For example, we all know that the vowels are A, E, I, O, U. And when saying those vowels, your mouth has to be open fairly wide. When compared to saying consonants, let's say, for example, C, D, F, your mouth doesn't have to open so wide. So the difference between a consonant and a vowel is that one, the vowel, your mouth has to be open wide, and with a consonant, your mouth doesn't have to open so wide. Thank you. I'll now hand you over to Mr. Muller, who will be telling us about the relationship between phonics and phonemic awareness.
Thank you, Miss Willis. Now, the relationship between phonics and phonemic awareness is that you have to know your letters, the sounds they make, and how to put letter sounds together to sound out words in order to construct sentences and read sentences. Now I'll hand you over to Miss Pujaraga Bear, who will be discussing phonics activities and along with a teaching aid.
Thank you, Ms. Ramona. When teaching phonics, you are teaching pupils to build letters from correspondence. This helps them to sound out words and spell words when reading and writing. When I begin teaching pupils to read, I begin with letter sounds and identifying beginning, middle, and ending sounds. Next, we apply that knowledge to work with CBC short vowel words and word families. CBC word work activity are a great way to practice blending sounds together to decode words. Once pupils are familiar with CBC words, I introduce beginning blends and diagrams. These skills will help pupils sound out more complicated words and build their vocabulary. As they work with blends and diagrams word activity, they'll be able to add to the word families they know from the CBC word studies. I'll now explain the fluency teaching aid. I'll ask Ms. Willis to share that teaching aid. Okay, so here I have a pot of flowers with letters written on the petals. Some of the petals has one letter, while some have two letters. This is a face-to-face teaching aid intending to help pupils with their phonemic awareness, phonics, and fluency. The pupils will identify each letter on the flower and sound out the phoneme. After sounding out the individual phoneme, pupils will now use the individual phoneme in words. For example, the letter P. P makes the sound P. So the pupils will use the P sound to form words. For example, pot. The P sound added to ot gives us the word pot. Some of the petals, they are two letters. The pupils will sound out each individual phoneme, then combine them together. For example, the letters A and R. The letter A makes the sound A, and the letter R makes the sound R. When we put the two sounds together, we get the sound R. If we add the B sound in front of R, we get the word B-R, which is bar. When the pupils are familiar with the letter sounds and combining two phonemes together, they can build words easily and easily identify words when reading. When the pupils develop the ability to build words, they will easily identify words when reading, which will improve their fluency skills to great heights. Now I hand you over to Ms. Nicole Charles, who will be explaining digital vocabulary teaching.
Okay, this digital teaching aid is about multiple meaning words, also known as homonyms. Ms. Pooja, can you please share the teaching aid? Okay, multiple meaning words, also known as homonyms, are words that have the same spelling and pronunciation but have different meanings. In our example, we have the word fly, where on the left we talk about an insect and on the right we talk about flying aeroplanes. Multiple meaning words can be challenging because pupils know one meaning but doesn't realize that there is another meaning of that same word. Direct teaching of multiple meaning words can help deepen pupils' listening and reading comprehension and expand their vocabulary use in their writing. I'll now hand you back over to Ms. Willis.
Thank you, Ms. Charles. So for this assignment, I'll be looking at a comprehension teaching aid and the comprehension teaching aid in relation to making connections. Now, making connection involves the process of pupils connecting previous knowledge to new knowledge and experiences. This method allows students to relate what they've read, see, do, and experience to themselves, to the world, and to the things that they have read or seen previously. For instance, good readers relate what they read to other experiences and knowledge. So, for instance, a child or a pupil, if they read a text, they can really relay that text to self, and as we can ask questions such as, "What the story reminds you of?" or "Can you relate to the character in the story?" or "Does anything in the story remind you of anything in your own life?" Now, text, this is where the pupils compare or relate a character of the story that they're currently reading to one that they've read previously, or a setting that they read before to the setting that they're reading currently. Or text to world, this is in relation to where pupils can relate what they're reading to maybe the news or a current event or an historical event. That brings us to the end of describing the teaching aids. So in conclusion, both components are absolutely important for reading, but it is important to understand that they are not the same thing. Thank you.